been a while since I last did a video. I've been doing a few on TikTok, doing 1 minute photo tips, and to be honest with you, the photo tips have inspired me to maybe look at YouTube again, because you can't fit into that amount of time everything I want to say, I suppose, really. And I've started off on the journey on TikTok. You'd have to have a look yourself. I'm not going to go back over it here, but one of the interesting things is, over my time, especially working with Fujifilm and other companies, I've had access to just about every camera there is, and every camera brand there is in my time. And now I've retired and I've stopped. I've sort of still got several lenses, but the thing that I'm working with at the moment is an XPro3 with a 70 to 300, and I take it just about everywhere I go, along with my iPhone. So this is my go-to lens. It's it's quite big as standards go on an XPro3, but it's not. It's quite light. It's not like the 50 to 140 or anything like that. And I used to be absolutely addicted to fast glass, 2.8, 1.4, etc. Not that addicted anymore. The only other lens I sort of carry around with me at the moment as well is the 10 to 24 Fujifilm lens. Stays in the bag just in case I need anything a little bit wider. Apart from that, I do honestly just use my iPhone for the everyday stuff, and it's always in my pocket. It's that camera you've always got with you. Apart from that, the 10 to 24 sits with me most places I go, and as I say, the 70 to 300 stays on this camera. In fact, since I bought this camera, this lens hasn't come off it, apart from the twice I think I've put the other lens on it. You get addicted to lenses, you get addicted to camera gear. There's a total addiction to gas as they call it, gear acquisition syndrome. In my case, you end up having loads of gear to test. You buy gear because you tested it and you like it. I'm not going to go through everything else I've got in my drawer, but I still got a few lenses, and they're for different reasons. I've still got some fast glass, but I just haven't used it in 3 years. It's absolutely brilliant to have a camera, but you don't need tons and tons. I know a friend of mine, Matt Walkley, had GFX and loads of other camera gear, and he's got everything, and he's down to I think one camera now and a couple of lenses, and maybe it is a Leica. But at the end of the day, you find, just like with anything, you just buy too much. If you start walking, you buy loads and loads of walking clothing. If you buy a camper van, you buy tons for the camper van, and in the end you refine it down to what you need every day. And it's exactly the same with walking. You buy rucksacks and this gear and that gear, and at the end of the day, when you go out for a walk, you just take what you need that day. And it's exactly the same with photography. And the interesting thing about photography is, as you get older, as you move through the whole of the process, you end up refining it down, and you just need a camera and a lens. As I say, I've had that 70 to 300 on the camera now for absolutely ages. I haven't really used it to its full potential. I put some images on Instagram the other day, and you'll see that this thing even shoots 1/8 of a second handheld at waterfalls, etc. Pop over onto my Instagram to have a look at that. I'm not actually going to put those in this video because truthfully I just can't be asked. I just wanted to do a quick simple edit today, and also just get something up onto YouTube because I haven't done it for a while. I think I said in earlier videos I planned to do more, and I sort of let everyone down and I failed. But now I've naturally started doing TikToks. I found a way to try and speak more clearly, and just gone wrong there, but I'm going to keep that in just to show you what it's like. But I do have brain failure. I do forget things. It's not as easy as it used to be, and I'm just going to do this in one take, so there's not too many cuts or anything else. It's getting better. My brain is getting better. There's a lot of aspects that I still struggle with, but in general it is getting better. I have to go back over and I have to think, and the biggest problem with trying to do these longer videos is the amount of times I'd have to stop, think and start again. It's absolutely unbelievable. But by doing the 1 minute TikToks, it has helped. Even though I haven't done that many, I'm now finding I'm getting restricted because I'm running out of things to say after 1 minute. On the TikToks I've gone through, starting out in photography, buying cameras, down to printing, etc, etc, etc. And I don't know whether I can actually be relevant on YouTube today. Hopefully I can. Maybe it's just a way of getting a voice out of this, that and the other. Maybe people want to hear about my photography, my future of my photography in retirement. Maybe people want to hear about my walking. Maybe people want to hear about camper van journeys, etc. How I plan all my walks, etc. through commute. I don't actually know what people want to see on YouTube anymore. Maybe if you put comments below, I might be able to do something about it and write something about it. Obviously now I'm retired, I enjoy walking every day with my dog Jake. I go away in my van as much as I can with Jane, and Jane's dropped down to 2 days a week, so she can actually come with me, and we do a lot more now. It is hard to book things at the moment, and we've obviously tried to go to Scotland several times. We even were supposed to be in Glasgow a couple of weeks ago. Unfortunately, we weren't allowed to go to Glasgow because of the another variant in Glasgow, so we weren't allowed to go. But so that's what's held me back as well. One of the biggest things that's held me back from doing more and more YouTube stuff is, even though we have been out and about, it's just getting out and about. I just want to go for a walk. I want to do something nice. I don't want to have to be sat in front of a camera doing anything. I don't particularly want to walk along with the camera talking either. So it's a bit of a complicated thing. Once you start getting involved in YouTube, especially as I've used to do this for a living, you don't actually want to pick a camera up in your spare time. It sounds strange. I just want to take a few photographs in my spare time, and I want to put a few photographs on Instagram. I haven't got a website anymore. I've got rid of everything really. But now I'm slowly getting back into it. My brain function's getting better. I can use a camera quicker and think again. I used to go out with a camera in the early days after my stroke, pick the camera up, point it, get it all wrong, couldn't work out what was wrong, and then just think, sod it, I can't be bothered, put it back in the bag. It's easy just to go click with an iPhone. And so that's what I did, and I did that for absolutely ages. Now, you know, I went out of the weekend to the Ingleton waterfalls. I photographed the waterfalls. A few things went wrong, but I thought, oh, what's wrong with that? I corrected it, dropped it down to 1/8 of a second, slowed the water down, thought, that'll do, that's fine. So things are coming back, so I'm probably able to start getting on here and doing stuff again. I'm not going to promise you that I'm going to do a video a week, because it's just not going to happen. I'm going to continue with the TikTok stuff. I'm going to try and get something out on YouTube every now and again, just so you can see. I'm not going to put it out on a certain day like all the YouTubers do, etc. I'm just going to see how things go. The other thing is, I don't know what the sound quality is like on here. I like to keep the sound quite good. The biggest problem is I live opposite a school as well, so sometimes I think, oh, I'm going to go and record that, and you just go outside or get in the wrong room in the house, and the echoing of the children playing in the playground is an absolute nightmare. Or you forget about them, believe it or not, you can forget about them. You go and set up in a room, and suddenly the kids come out in the playground and start screaming and shouting, etc. So it's held me back, because my concentration gets awful at some times. So it's held me back, But anyway, in the future, I'm going to do lots of walking, lots of traveling, and start doing the photography again. I'm going to share all the images on Instagram. But I am going to start doing a little bit more for YouTube, and a lot more on TikTok as well. So watch out for that. Hope you enjoyed what you see today. If you do like the boring stuff I'm doing, hit like and subscribe just to build a few numbers up and see where we can go, because this is a brand new YouTube account. It's completely restricted at the moment. I don't know why I closed my other one. It's one of my regrets now. I do regret closing my other one, but the biggest problem was I closed my businesses, and my other YouTube account was a business account. It was linked to my businesses, and so I had to stop, because if you stop your businesses, one thing, if you don't know this, if you've been a professional photographer and you stop business, but you still have some things connected with your business, your household insurance policy will not cover your camera gear, because they say you're still a professional photographer. So I've had to make sure that I've gone through nearly everything I've got, and that's quite difficult after you've had a stroke, and close everything down so that nothing's linked to my business, so they can't call me a professional photographer, because I'm not anymore. I'm just a retired old guy. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed what you see. If you want to see anything about walking, planning walking, camper van journeys, booking camper van sites, booking places off grid, etc., etc., put a note below, and I'll try and do something on in the future. Take care, guys. Have a great week and a great weekend. What lovely weather we're having.